Well, I know a story from round here, the west shore of Morecambe Bay, where I live. It's a story about a boggart. He lived on this peninsula, which is 4 miles wide and 9 miles long. That boggart never cast a shadow, whatever the weather. He had a white hare living in his pocket, and she would jump down and run just ahead of the boggart's boots as they strode along these lanes. But if anyone approached, she would dive under a hedge. Scattered over this peninsula, there were cottages, farms, and one church on a hill, but no graveyard. Only the boggart knew why. Now, when someone died, they had to be hauled far across country in their coffin along one of those coffin trails to the next burial ground. The church had a grand set of bells, though, and when someone was ill and very near the end of life, the death knell would be rung to announce that news to the congregation. One sequence meant it was a man, a different sequence meant it is for a woman, and another meant it is a child. Now, the boggart would never settle. He was withered and worn, with a waxen face, yet urgent. He had just one thing in mind. He was determined to find a patch of land on the peninsula for burial. The people needed a graveyard for their own. So, he strode to the east coast. Limestone cliffs, too rocky, no good. He strode to the west coast. Sand dunes, no good. He strode to the southern tip of the peninsula. Tides came up so high that any graves there would have got flooded, so that was no good. Exhausted, his strides became smaller and slower. Now, on one particular night, a northerly gale was blowing, and the boggart sought shelter behind the church. He was tired and cold. He wasn't well. He was no longer strong. The white hare jumped out of his pocket, and she rested for a moment on his shoulder and looked straight into his eyes. Then she jumped down and started to scratch the ground with her feet, her strong back feet. She scratched and she dug for 3 days and 3 nights. The boggart watched in amazement as a graveyard slowly materialized. The death knell began from the belfry up above. Clearly it's for a man. Who's it for? Asked the boggart. Who's it for? Is it for me? As for the hare, she'd moved off into the night.